Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a mobility routine that you can be doing at the start of your day just to limber up your hips, to also take off a little bit of pressure off the lower back. So today's routine's only going to be about 9 minutes and it's going to target the whole body. We're starting off with squat to stiff leg, really extending our hamstrings, feeling that nice deep stretch up at the top. Once we've spent about 30 seconds on that one, we're then going to transition into a deep squat with a twist. So, really inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. This is a perfect exercise to improve your overall posture and to also stretch out your sore and tight hips and lower back that have been begging for a stretch from staying seated at the desk all day. Next exercise, we're going to come into a half split position. So you're going to have one knee bent behind you and the other leg extended off to the side. You are then going to rock your hips back towards your heels. You're going to feel an incredible stretch in through the adductor. If you come down onto your elbows, you're going to feel even more of a stretch up through the leg. Once you spend about 1 minute or 30 seconds on one side, you just then want to swap to the other side. And when you're doing this move, you really want to make sure also that you're trying to keep your back nice and flat as well, just so it increases the stretch. The further back that you bring your hips on your heels, the more of a stretch you are going to feel. Next exercise, this is going to be quite uncomfortable, but it's going to be perfect if you want to open up your hips and also improve a lot of your hip mobility and flexibility. We have the frog stretch here. This is going to be quite painful, especially if you bring your hips back towards your heels. You want to try to keep your legs at 90 degrees when you do this and your feet slightly turned down. You can adjust the position of your hips. So the more forward that they are, the less of a stretch you're going to have. However, if you bring your hips back towards your heels, you're going to feel a very deep stretch. You want to hold that position for about 1 to 2 minutes here before transitioning into the lizard stretch. So you're just going to bring one leg forward, having the other leg back behind you, keeping your back straight and your chest up. You just want to hold this large lunge position for about 30 seconds before switching to the other side. This is a great exercise to open up through the hips and also improve a lot of lower body flexibility and mobility. And to take it to the next level, we're going to turn it into the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to bring our forearm and our elbow down to the floor, and then we're going to rotate up through the spine and opening up through the chest. Now, if you're lacking a little bit of mobility and flexibility, instead of bringing your elbow and your forearm to the floor, you can just bring the palm of your hand down onto the floor, and you're going to get a very similar stretch or activation in through the muscles that we're really prioritizing here. So, this is a phenomenal whole body exercise here just because it's going to unlock your hips, your lower back, and it's also going to help open up your chest. So once you've done about 2 repetitions on each side, you then want to come down into a cobra stretch. So keeping your chest up, holding for about 5 seconds, and then we're going to transition into a downward dog. One of my favorite complexes just because it targets the whole body. So your lower back, your posture, your hamstrings as well. So if you've just got a tight lower body in general, this exercise right here is a perfect exercise just to unravel and unlock tight muscles. Now, you can also play around with the position of your feet if you want to have your feet in a little bit closer because it feels a little bit better I'd highly recommend that you roll with it. However, if you want to have more of a wider stance with your feet, so be it. Whatever is going to be most comfortable for you. We're then going to transition into 90-90 rotations here. How I like to do them is nice and controlled. The reason being is it's going to strengthen and also improve a lot of the stability in through the hips. So really making sure that you're keeping your chest up, your back straight, and you're not rushing through this movement here. So really taking your time with them. Now you can have your hands behind your body to help with a little bit of support here after we've done a few repetitions of the 90-90 hip switches. We're then going to take the time to do a pigeon stretch. So this is really going to unlock the glutes and which could also offset a lot of your lower back pain. Now the trick here is to try to keep your leading leg at 90 degrees. So the more that you have your front leg at 90 degrees, the more of a stretch that you are going to feel in through your glutes. So this is just a great static stretch just to unlock the glutes and to also help relieve a little bit of that lower back pain that you may be feeling. You want to try to hold each position for 30 seconds up to a minute before going into the next exercise, which is just going to be a lateral hip shift. Perfect exercise just to unlock tight adductors, open up the hips a little bit more as well. And it can also improve a little bit of ankle stability and also mobility. So it's another great exercise that targets multiple muscle groups, making it super effective. So that is going to be the common trend with all of the exercises within this routine. It's going to be full body dominated here just because we are getting the most bang for our buck. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to really be spending 20 to 30 minutes plus on stretching. You just want a few exercises that target the whole body that you can do repeatedly, maybe 5 times per week, where you are going to see the best results. So with this one, again, take your time with it. Hold the bottom position for about 2 seconds before coming back up to the top. One of my favorites as well is we've got the figure four rotation. So this is really going to target your lower back. If you're lucky, you may even feel a few cracks down your vertebrae, which will give a little bit of relief and it can open up the hips and also the lower back a little bit more. So the trick in here is to not rush your reps and also hold the side positions at the bottom for about 2 to 3 seconds before coming back up to the top. You also want to try to keep your shoulder blades on the floor the whole time. And also, you don't want to be arching your lower back inward or upward when you are doing this move. So, just having your ankle on the knee and gently bringing both legs down onto the floor. Now, you can really play around with this movement if you want to do 5 to 10 reps on each side. That will be the perfect number. However, if you're feeling this is a great exercise that gives you relief, keep going with it. And that was today's routine. Drop a comment below if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one.